Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Yeah, we're just gonna get right into it today. There's a lot of interesting stuff that happened. A lot of crazy stuff went on in the world. So let's just try to get our minds away from that. We only bring in positive vibes to this channel, and we're not gonna focus on all the BS going on in the outside world. I hope your family's doing good. I'm praying for everybody, and I hope we're getting through this tough time. Just positive thoughts, positive vibes, and just keep pushing through. I promise. I promise it's gonna get better. Just keep pushing. But yeah, guys, we're gonna get right into this, and yeah, let's just get started with the games that I really didn't watch today. I got a chance to watch almost all of them, but the games that I really didn't watch were Rockets, Pacers, Cavs, Magic, Wizards, Sixers, and then Pistons, Bucks was another one I really didn't get to watch. So let's just go over those real quick, recap them. Pacers beat the Rockets 114-107. Malcolm Brogdon, another big night, 35 points from him. James Harden had another poor shooting night, and the Rockets are just struggling to find a rhythm. And, it's just a weird situation in Houston right now. It's like no man's land. We don't know if James Harden's getting traded. We don't know what the direction of the team is yet. So it's just a waiting game with them. Pacers looking good, off to a 6-2 start. Brogdon doing his thing. Oladipo back to his regular form after a rough patch coming back from injury last season. Magic, prayers up for Markelle Fultz. Torn ACL, will be out for the remainder of the season, which sucks. On the other side of that, you got Cole Anthony, who's going to step up and play more minutes in that position since he will be gone. But Magic get the job done, 105-94 against the Cavaliers. Once again, Cavaliers, no Garland, and Sexton did all right today, 8 for 20, I believe, from shooting, not that great, 21 points. Yeah, biggest story from this game, Markelle Fultz, the injury, just sucks. Prayers up for him, really. Wizards, Sixers. Didn't watch this game, but Bradley Beal scored 60 points, and this is just gonna lead me to a point that I think everybody who watches NBA and appreciates NBA, and it's not just watching during the playoffs. You're watching throughout the regular season, seeing all these players grow, develop, all that. Bradley Beal is probably one of the most underrated and underappreciated NBA stars we've had. The dude is a straight baller. 60 points speaks for itself. He's going to go out there and get buckets no matter what. The Wizards have just failed to put a team around him, and Russell's not looking good. He's not looking good, and that team's not looking very good right now. Sixers stay on their hot start, 7-1 to start the season. Joel Embiid going off for 38 points. That's what you want to see from Embiid every game. Tobias continuing his good performances, and Seth Curry, that trade really worked out for him. I believe he went 5 for 7 from the three, and what did he shoot from field goal range? 6 for 7 from three, and 11 from 14 from the field. That's just tremendous shooting from Seth Curry, and he wasn't even the leading scorer with 28 points. It was Joel Embiid. So the Sixers team is looking good. That Doc Rivers hiring is paying off. Daryl Morey, just all that. Thibault, of course, coming in and giving those, hard-earned defensive presence. I would like to see Maxey get a little bit more playing time, and then Shake Milton off the bench with 19 points. This team's looking better and better every game you watch them, and it's exciting. Hopefully the Sixers can carry it on into the playoffs and, make a good run. Let's see. Next game, we are going to talk about Hornets at the Hawks. 44-point game from Gordon Hayward, trying to show that he's worth that money they paid him in the offseason. LaMelo Ball had an okay night, just really what he's been putting up all season. Trae Young with a very off night, only 7 points. You really don't like to see that from Trae. That's really where, that's his value, is scoring points, and, him only scoring 7 really hurt the Hawks tonight. Collins had a good night with 23, and Hunter's still looking great. 17 points, just getting more and more confident in his role and in his playing time. Herter with 19 off the bench. And that's going to be it for the Hornets. Pistons, Bucks, just like I told y'all last time. Pistons 1-7. Bucks got Giannis. It's simple. Why I didn't watch this, we just knew who was going to win, and they got the job done again. 130-115. Giannis, I don't even think was the leading scorer. Was he the leading scorer today? Yes, actually, by 2 points. He had 25, Middleton with 23, and then Lopez and Holiday being good contributors, 17 and 10. DiVincenzo's still not, Still not getting the scoring going, but defensive presence is always another matter of that. He just got to find his rhythm. The rest is history with this game. It really wasn't that interesting. Bucks had control the whole game. We're not going to speak much on that anymore. Okay, I think I'm to the games that I actually want to talk about. Yes. All right, bet. Celtics Heat. Great game. It went back and forth for the longest time, and in those final couple minutes, you would have liked to seen a lot more made shots from the Heat. I felt like they had a lot of opportunities, especially second chance. They got to finish them. Bam, he's being a monster on the boards, and you really got to reward the big man for getting that second chance opportunity and making it count. And I just felt like they fell short of that today. And the Celtics, they just came out. Pat Pritchard with another big moment, I guess you could say. Him coming off the bench scoring 32, I believe was last video, and now him hitting the game winner against the defending Eastern Conference champs. That's a big moment for a rookie, and you could just expect his minutes to go up. Jaylen Brown with 21 and 15 boards. That's a good stat to see from him. 27 from Jason Tatum, and he was just, you give Jason Tatum the ball in the fourth quarter. That's just how it goes. In the fourth quarter, that's who you want to have the ball. That's who's going to take the last shot. It's not a discussion anymore. Is it Brown? Is it Tatum? It's Tatum, 100%. 9 times out of 10, you're going to give it to Tatum when the game is on the line. Duncan Robinson, just another, he's going to give you, all his field goals are going to be threes, and he's going to make at least 5. He's going to take probably 9, 10, 11. He's going to at least make 5. Did his job. Butler with 26, Adebayo with 15, Olynyk with 11. Hero kind of struggling to score lately. You don't really like to see that, and he didn't really facilitate. Only 1 assist today. That's usually what his job is when but that's usually his job is being a facilitator, because he's the primary ball handler and also scoring. That's what he did in the finals. That's what he did in that whole playoffs run. You just expect him to score more. That's really much my takeaway from this game. Pat Pritchard, another big moment for him. Even though he only scored 6, he had the biggest bucket of the game. It always counts for something. Next game I want to talk about, Utah Jazz and the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks are actually not the worst team in basketball anymore, which is, exciting to say. A New York market team isn't the worst team in basketball. That's when basketball is very exciting. Like when Chicago, New York, these big teams, Brooklyn, big teams, just, being good. That's good for the sport, and that's just good for overall just viewer pleasure, really. I enjoy watching the Knicks be good and beating a solid team in Utah. They're off to a 5-3 start. Manuel quickly didn't get that many minutes today, 6 minutes. It's Thibodeau. Thibodeau's gonna, lead the players who are making the most impact on the specific night. On a specific night. That's what Thibodeau does. Whoever's having the biggest impact that night, he's going to leave out on the floor and, go for the win. Julius Randle continuing he's in the most improved talk. He's going to be in the most improved talk if he keeps playing like this all season. 30 points, 16 boards, and 7 assists. I mean, you really can't ask much from Julius Randle. He's starting to show that he's worth that money that he got last season, which is just, that's great for the Knicks. Alfred Payton, 10 for 15 from the field, 22 points. That's a great performance from Alfred Payton, and that's probably why Immanuel Quickley didn't get that many points. When you have Payton playing that well, it's kind of like the other night when Immanuel Quickley was playing so well in the fourth. You're not going to take Immanuel Quickley out to replace him with Payton. It was just cold off the bench, It's the same thing here. You're going to give Payton those minutes. Let Quickley, I'm sure he understands. It's just a night-to-night thing, really. But yeah, it's just interesting to see the Knicks be good at basketball. And then from the Jazz side of things, Mitchell with a quiet 18-point night, really didn't shoot that well, 8 for 23. The only highlight I could see is Clarkson off the bench was 7 of 12 from the field and had 19 points. He was the leading scorer. But other than that, Utah just did not look good today. Struggled to get the offense flowing. But hey, like I say all the time, that's NBA basketball for you. It's going to bring you unexpected things every night. And Knicks off to a 5-3 start. Crazy. Next game we want to get into, Thunder at the Pelicans. Pelicans struggled to close out the last 2 games, and they're just struggling overall right now in the past 4 games, I think. You got to give Zion his touches, and also, Brandon Ingram as well. But late in the game, you could just see Lonzo's frustrated and he was trying to force action. I believe he had like what, 4 turnovers today? Yeah, 4 turnovers. That's not great from Lonzo, your facilitator. 29 from Zion, 24 from Brandon Ingram. But they just struggled to close out games. And, you know, the spacing at times is it's just kind of weird. You know, you got Adams sitting at the high post when you have Zion trying to post up on the bottom. When, you know, you could space out Zion and just have Adams. You know, it's just weird spacing. And, you know, maybe something they adjust as they go along this season. But, yeah, it's just going to be interesting to see where this team goes as, you know, they try to improve from a 4-4 start. But the Thunder, this is a big win for them. Shea had the biggest night of the season so far, I would say, personally. 21 points, 9 assists, 5 boards. Did a pretty decent job. Basley, you know, he's performing well for them right now. 20 points, 12 boards, 3 assists, and a steal to go with that. He's also in that talk for most improved. But with Basley, you know, just seeing the growth. You like to see that. With so many picks from OKC, you like to see that, you know, they can grow players like Dort, like Basley. And it's going to be an interesting season for the Thunder, just to see where, you know, they're going to be under 500, but, you know, just to see what pieces are going to stay throughout this rebuild and what aren't. So that's enough from that game. Interesting finish. 111 to 100 was the game. Suns at Raptors. I'm not going to speak much on this, except that Pascal finally performed this season. 32 points. You know, that's a good stat line, but you didn't get the dub, and I know that's the only thing that matters to that Raptors team is getting wins. 1-6 start. That's not what they envisioned. They got to turn this thing around fast before it just becomes a snowball effect, and it just affects them the whole season. Suns off to a hot start. The complete opposite. They look good today. Ayton had a big and one late in the game. And, you know, just being able to close out games is something you like to see from the Suns, because it got close at the end of this game. And, you know, just be able to battle that little comeback from the Raptors and just hold them off. You love to see it from a young Suns team. Chris Paul, 12 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds. Booker with 24, 6, and 1. Ayton with 11, 16, and 1. And Markelle did his thing, you know, went 3 for 7 for the 3-point line. That's where all his shots came from. And then what did Cam Johnson do? 16 points. Cam Johnson, 16 points from 6 of 10 from the field. Not a bad night for the role players. The next game I would like to talk about. Let's see. Oh, there it is, right there. Yeah, the one that just ended on my TV right here. Clippers Warriors. It was a pretty interesting game. It's weird seeing the Warriors just be so. It's just choppy, and you don't have Steph in there late. I don't understand what they were really doing. Paul George continuing his pretty decent start to the season. I'd say the biggest help in this game was, you know, the role players actually showing up. Nicholas Batum hit some big shots, and Beverly hit a big shot late when they left them wide open. The Warriors team has just been weird. Wiseman didn't have that great of a night, only 10 points. Curry only had 13 tonight. Their leading scorer was Andrew Wiggins and Paschal with 19 points. Just not good looks for the Warriors right now. They are also a team that needs to start figuring things out before it spirals out of control for them. And I'm not talking about like organization-wise or anything. They're going to be fine. But this season, if they just continue with this back and forth play, and, you know, Andrew Wiggins and Kelly Oubre not being consistent and haven't been off to a great start, you know, you gotta turn things around and, you know, make the better of it. Bulls Kings 128-124. This was an interesting game, and Kobe White finally had his big game. I'm a UNC fan, so I like seeing that. Kobe White went for 36 tonight, 7 assists. Rashawn Holmes, that's another player you can put in, you know, the most improved category. He's been playing great this season to start it off. And yeah, the Kings go 4-4 on the season. Bulls drop to 4-5. Not really much from this game. You know, I saw the bits and pieces of it. I was just really watching the Warriors Clippers game. But yeah, I liked seeing the end. Tyrese Halliburton, big shot at the end of the game. That's huge for a rookie. And yeah, guys, that's gonna probably do it for today. You like the content, please like and subscribe. I'm gonna continue to just push out content as much as I can. But yeah, thanks for watching. You know, SFL gang, and be safe. Please be kind to everybody, and just realize in this world, you only got one life. Let's be positive to each other, and you know, just come together as a whole, as a unit. You know, but that's gonna be it for me, guys. SFL gang.